merchandise. And also the people plushie for sure. That was doing great and really good. Which we're currently working on right now. Because I made a bunch of, we had a bunch of pre-orders, which I still need to make. Even though it's been a month. People were very nice about it. I was so busy in the past month that I was really worried about what people might have thought. Because I kind of promised them that I would work on plushies sooner than I actually did. Which I honestly really hate, so I'm happy that people were very forgiving. Oh, you've been to the US version, but it's a very, very long way from here. Australia? What? Wait, you flew to America just for TwitchCon? Damn. I don't have that kind of money. That's literally the only reason. Like, I would probably love to go to TwitchCon and then extend my trip and like make it some sort of America road trip thing after TwitchCon, you know, but yeah, again, it's just too expensive. Just flying to, I think it was San Diego, I think flying there cost me like 2,000 to 2,500 euros, something like that. And I went like, haha, how about no? I don't have that money. Where is this artist? You didn't swim? I mean, you didn't escape Prison Island by swimming? I'm so disgusted. No, just kidding. I'm kidding, of course. I did also hit Disneyland while I was there, but it was basically TwitchCon. Oh, so you didn't stay long then. I mean, Disneyland is pretty close to it, so I can see why you did that. I would love to go to Disneyland as well, in America, to see what the differences are. I've only been to the Paris one a long time ago. To be frank, we do have a very nice Disneyland-ish park here. It's not Disneyland, so it doesn't involve the well-known characters that Disneyland has, obviously. But it's still a very similar park when it comes to types of rides and the quality of the park, I guess. Couldn't afford too much time away. Aw, that sucks. But hey, at least you've been to the US one, right? I can't compare it to the Europe one because I didn't go to both. I'd have to ask someone in chat sometimes who went to like both TwitchCon EU and TwitchCon the US. I wonder what the difference is, if that makes sense. I feel like with, at least in Europe, the conveniency or the convenient thing about it is that you're usually pretty close to like a city center. So it's really easy to like get around and go to a new area with a more city vibe, whereas TwitchCon, the US one, is maybe a little bit, like in the US in general, everything is like long distance away from each other, right? You can't really walk into the whole city without needing an Uber at some point. While in Europe, it's very common to walk and there's like a bunch of things to do within like not a large area. I'm trying to find, oh, here's my drink. My drink is here. Although I do regret not researching the cost of mobile phone roaming. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do with that either, honestly. I would ask my aunt. I have an aunt or aunt. Aunt, if you're from the US. And she lives in Florida. And she is Dutch, actually, but she moved to America, I think, like 30 years ago. So I would ask her, like, help me. I mean, in Florida, like I said, I have a free place to stay, because she lives there. But that's about it. And Florida is not really high on my list, to be honest, to go to, but... Roaming is way cheaper than I thought it was, and I could have avoided a lot of hassle. Ah, right. Get a burner SIM for your phone. I think a separate SIM is probably the best thing what you can do. That's what I tried. It was a pain. Roaming would have been cheaper and easier. Yeah, that sucks. I don't actually know what's like considered normal when it comes to pricing in the US for mobile phones. I have no idea, honestly. You know, the thing is, I've never been to America before, because I do want to go at some point. The problem right now is I can't drive. Like, I can't drive a car. I kind of want to be able to drive a car when I go to the US. If that makes sense. I kind of want to see if I can... I need actually the example of my plushie to know that I'm not making any mistakes. The thing is with pre-orders and doing handmade plushies is you're pre-ordering a plushie, but I can't 100% recreate that plushie, if that makes sense. Like, it's gonna be different because it's handmade. It's the same pattern, it's the same fabrics even in this case, but it's gonna look different because it's handmade. So I kind of hope that people, I try to tell people when they pre-order, it's like, yeah, it's all handmade, so like, keep in check that it's gonna look different than you might expect. I don't drive, never have. Oh, you travel by bus? I felt like public transportation in the US is such a pain in your ass that I'm not sure if I mean, most people do like Uber, right? Uber. Getting an Uber. I've never, in my whole life, I've never had an Uber before. Never. If I travel, I always go by like public transport or I go by bicycle. Or walk, honestly. I walk a long time, like a long distance. So I'm not very used to like Ubers and stuff. Even taxis. Taxis usually are too expensive for me. Interesting. Good to know that there's people going to the US that actually have no idea how to drive either. I feel like it's such an inconvenience to not drive. It's not as good as in the US as it's here in Australia, but I found a hotel that was one bus away from Twitchcon. I mean, yeah, that really works. And at the other side, you've only been to Twitchcon and then Disneyland. It's not like you were like doing some sort of road trip thing in America. Which is kind of what I want to do if I go there. Like, if I'm gonna pay for the ticket to fly, I might as well stay there for a longer time and explore America a little bit. You probably got a brand name one. You can get a cheap sort of prepaid SIM in Walmart. One of those places that I kind of want to go to. It's like a bucket list item. I used to have a bucket list, which actually had Walmart on it, because we don't have Walmarts here. I think Walmart is very exclusive in America, I think. I'm sure Walmart has a lot of buckets too. One of the things that I'm scared about is that people will steal my designs when it comes to plushies, and they'll go to some sort of Walmart, Target, and they'll try to sell the Chinese factory version of my plushies. I'm actually working on copywriting so that I can sue them if they do that. That's how far we are into the game, guys. People are honestly very, very mean when it comes to stealing designs. I don't know if you guys know about a clothing brand called Shine or Shane. SHEIN. I don't know if that's Europe only or like a worldwide thing, but it's like a Chinese quality clothing. It's pretty shitty if you ask me. They steal designs from like small businesses all the time. It's so sad, actually. And usually it's like, it's very one-on-one steal as well. Like they didn't even try to make a different situation. I hate that. I hate when that happens. Even artists in between each other, they do that as well. It's such a shitty thing. Like never just copy someone else. Like you should have learned when you were like a kid, but some people just never learn, I guess. You should own the copyright of them simply by having created them. Registering doesn't change that, although it can help with proving it. Yeah, apparently it doesn't work like that. In the legal system, of course, because it's like general common knowledge, I'd say, to not copy others. Like if someone creates something unique, just don't copy them. Like it's it should be that simple, but like we're humans, we're living in this world, we're in this society, you know. People are gonna do that whether you like it or not. So when it comes to the legal system, yeah, people, you need a copyright in order to sue them. Otherwise it's gonna be like, yeah, you didn't copyright your shape or your thing, so should have done that. Now they can just steal it without having any consequences. That's why they steal from small businesses, by the way, because they know that most of them don't have the copyright. Like that's the thing, right? It works the other way around too, like in advantage, like for small creators like me. Lots of people that I know make fan art, right? They make fan art for like Harry Potter characters or Lord of the Rings or anime related fan art, which they sell at the artist alley. Technically speaking, they're in the wrong because they're earning money with the copyright of someone else. But because they're so small and depending on the business if they act or not, yeah, most of the time they don't act on it. Like Disney obviously is one of those corporations you don't want to touch, because they're very well known to even suing small businesses for their copyright. Like lots of things like Japanese companies, for instance. Even Pokemon, even though it's a huge franchise, there's people making Pokemon plushies, for instance, and earning a lot of money with it as well. And it's cool because they make them by hand, so it's kind of impressive. But I'm always very, like, I would never do that because I can't live with the idea that I'm making a plushie that kind of already exists, because the Pokemon store is also a shop that literally creates most of their creatures at some point as a plushie. So I feel like if it already exists, I don't want to even touch it because, yeah, like, especially if the official store is selling it, I'm like, yeah, I can create it, technically speaking, but just support the official merchandise and just do something creative yourself. That's kind of how I feel like it, at least. Getting copyright costs money. It is. It's actually not that expensive, though. I was looking into it because I do want to have a copyright. And there's a difference between copyright and the R, like there's an R-rated system. So there's like different types of copywriting, you could say. It's very interesting, but it's a hassle to find it out. But yeah, because I'm a business, I do spend money on it. I mean, spend time on it to find it out. But also eventually spend money on it because in the long run it will help me. Because there's always obviously the difference between, are you doing it as a hobby or are you pursuing a full business type of thing? It's always a very gray area when it comes to fan art and copywriting and whatnot. Yeah, the R registered copyright, that costs money. Exactly. That one. You could even add the, I don't know what that symbol is called on the keyboard, but like that TM thing, if you add that to your website and whatnot, you can actually you already did something, even though it didn't cost you money. You already did something that legally will help you when it comes to copywriting. Just by putting that on your website. Yeah, the trademark thing. Exactly. I think that's free, actually. I'm not sure. Depending on what country, because... yeah, really, countries are so different when it comes to having a business and what to do, and some things are free, some things cost money. It's a big hassle to find out. Especially when you ship to other countries. I ship worldwide as well, so it's a big hassle to find out all the different little rules that that countries have. It's really annoying. Especially as a small business, because most of these things are very aimed towards big businesses. But I am such a small business that I don't really apply to a lot of the rules that they've made when it comes to shipping to countries. It's like, oh, are you shipping like 100 boxes every time? You should do this. And I'm like, no, it's like 1 box, maybe a year. Something like that, depending on what country. Like, the US and Germany currently have more packages every year. But as an example, I had to ship a package to Hawaii once. And I think Portugal was also one. But like, I've never shipped anything else to Portugal, so then it's like, oh, if it's just one a year, then it's like, you can do a private shipment. But when you want to ship the second one, then, well, then it's a business, right? It's like... it's really different depending on the country, is what I'm saying. Anyway, TwitchCon. Where was I? Well, it was a lot of fun to see how other people enjoyed Amsterdam. I think that was really fun. My friend, who also is born and raised here, it was a lot of fun to see how people would interact with very Dutch things that we come across every day. Like, it's a very normality to us. And then other people would point it out on stream and be like, oh, you know, this is so interesting, and look how the Dutch are doing this. And I'm like, oh, apparently that is interesting. Like, to us it's very normal, and to others it's like, whoa, that's so cool. That was fun. I liked it. I like seeing streamers kind of like figure out how things work and either be very positive or negative by it. Notably, a registered trademark can be used legally when you're specifically referring to a business. Ah, yes, because no private individual would ever send 2 packages. Exactly, right? It's, I can tell you, shipment, when it comes to packages, I feel like it's one of the worst things on this entire planet when it comes to rules and regulations. I guess that kind of happens when you're already talking about different countries, you know? If you just live in your own country and you only interact with things within your own country, I guess it kind of works because it's the same system, but once you're gonna be, you know, dealing with other countries, you'll have to deal with new rules and things that don't make sense and that don't really connect with your systems, and that's why shipping is such a hassle, I feel like. Because sometimes I do get questions by people about shipment, of course. And I can tell you a lot about Dutch shipment. I know how that works. But like once a package is in your country and it gets lost or something, I literally can't do anything because it really depends on the post carrier that's in your country, if that makes sense. That's the sad thing about it. Do you put a tag on your plushies? I do, yeah. I have this this label that has my logo on it. Each plushie has that. Maybe I can show you in this plushie. Yeah, so this is one of my plushies. And then underneath here is my tag. And you can't read it on stream, but it says my logo, like my name and my logo and everything. So in that regard, it's definitely, you can know that's mine, unless you cut it off. Because you can't cut it off, I mean, technically speaking. Time to head off! Thank you for just, I wouldn't say the stream, but the raid. But, yeah. Have fun at work! Have a quiet lurk, that's okay. Thank you. Devi Cat, okay, welcome back. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Despite me having a huge hiatus again. But it should be better now. Now that the studio is ready, now that TwitchCon is over. The only thing that is very, like, I still need to work pretty hard. I have to finish all these peepos, and at the same time I have to prepare the new event, which I will talk to you in a bit. But before I forget, for TwitchCon, I wanted to say again, people figuring out Dutch stuff is so much fun, and like I expected it was gonna be, people asked me some things because they found out that I'm Dutch, and it's so much fun to explain things to people on TwitchCon. It's like, oh, how is this working? How do I do this and this and that in the Dutch lens? And I'm like, oh, this is how it works, you know? It's a lot of fun to kind of talk about your country a little bit. Oh yeah, so one time, I don't know if you you guys know, but I made, very last minute actually, so I don't think you know. Very last minute, I made stickers for TwitchCon, which were Forsen stickers. And if you don't know Forsen, you've been living underneath a rock. But let me tell you anyway. Forsen is a streamer who's been on the platform for a long time, that's for sure. And he has a huge audience. And you might know him from either memes, emotes, if you don't watch him, of course, or like he sometimes does something with a big streamer, but it's like very rare, so it's not very common for him to do that. But I mean, you could. He sometimes participates in like competitions and whatnot. But I made a sticker of Forsen very late, like very last minute, because I thought it was fun to draw him. I was watching one of his streams and I was just drawing, and then I was like, maybe I should try to sell it as a sticker on TwitchCon. And that was a lot of fun, because that meant that a lot of people that also watch Forsen came to our booth to buy the sticker, which I didn't really think about when I made the sticker, but it was a lot of fun because I got to interact with people that also watch Forsen like we did, or we do, because we still watch Forsen quite a lot. And it's a lot of fun. So I met a bunch of people that were really nice, and they're huge Forsen buys. And it was very popular. It was way more popular than I thought it would be. I mean, the sticker, that is. The thing that happened though, I don't think I have it here with me right now because it's in boxes, but when you got to TwitchCon, you get this tag, a pretty big tag with your Twitch name on it. And apparently they left some space underneath so you can ask autographs of Twitch streamers. At least that's what I think was the reason they had such huge tags. But apparently the tag was like exactly the size of the sticker. So you could literally put the sticker on your tag, like right underneath your name, and it would fit perfectly. Which I didn't know, like I just made the sticker. So it was a convenience, just a very convenient that it was that size. So a lot of people that were putting the sticker on their tag saw other people with the sticker and they were like, where did you get the sticker? And they would go to our booth to get the sticker. It was a lot of fun. And at some points it was literally just a lane of people just buying the Forsen sticker. That was a lot of fun. Because the Forsen boys were, the Baiji were all getting the same sticker. It was so wholesome in a way. It's so wholesome. Let me see, I'm just very confused with my shape currently. Here, right? Yeah. Nani kore? Why is this confusing, people? People. Oh, here it is. Okay. And then. Okay, what if I work on this first? I'll go for the top. So that happened too. We met a bunch of people from the Forsen chat community. And we saw them, I think it was Saturday night. We were in the subway, the metro, and we were, oh yeah, we just had dinner, and we were all agreeing like we should go to a place, like a bar or like a pub type of thing, to see if we can find some other Twitch people. And then when we were in the subway, the Forsen boys got into the subway. And it was so much fun because we were like, oh, hey, we know those people, you know, because they've been at the store. And then we ended up going to the same bar with all of them. And it was a lot of fun. It was a good bar. Like, I didn't even expect it to be a good bar because it's like in the center. The center has a lot of like touristy things, which is why I'm pretty hesitant on like restaurants and bars there. But it was a good bar. It was very nice. We got to get some like, I really like craft beer, so I was happy to see that it was like a very craft beer focused bar. But I do notice every time I hang out with new people, if I go to a bar or something and I get craft beer, sometimes I'm a little bit shocked, just a little bit shocked, how much I can drink in comparison to others without like getting drunk. And it's definitely because drinking craft beer is like a hobby of mine. So like, it's like your system is getting used to the alcohol, if that makes sense. And yeah, if you're not used to it, you drink regular beer all the time, and you suddenly have like a 9% beer, and then another one, and then another one, then they're getting drunk, and I'm like, huh, I forgot what that was like. Unless I've eaten pretty terribly that day. That's the only exception. Like, eating properly is your foundation to not getting drunk easily. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to talk with a bunch of different people that I've never met before. And I guess that's maybe also the part about TwitchCon that makes it so much fun. You can just interact with people you've never met before, and it's not weird, if that makes sense. It's not a strange thing, unlike other events where it's more like, I don't really want to disturb people that, you know, are doing their thing during the day, if that makes sense. It's way more of a communication, social thing there. Disco Record, hello! Oh, that's the first Forsen. Forsen balls. Forsen 1, Forsen 2, Forsen 3, Forsen 4, Forsen F. Forsen CD. I've only had one viewer, I think, that I know watches Forsen as well. Just by going to TwitchCon, I kind of just revealed my love for Forsen. I think there's gonna be more and more people in my chat that know. Because I never, like, I don't ever do anything with any Forsen related shit here. How is it going? I was just talking about TwitchCon a little bit. Oh, and besides, you know, the people stuff doing really well and whatnot, I was very happy to see that even my creations did very well. Everyone was adopted and stuff, so that was really nice. Yay! Thanks for the follow! Welcome to the very laid-back stream, I guess. There's no competition here whatsoever. No Hearthstone? That's a reference to Forsen playing Hearthstone again? Which is like mind-boggling, like what? He's playing Hearthstone again? What's going on? But yeah, very laid back, just talking stream, I guess. I'm currently working on Pipo, actually. I went to the second event, which was last weekend, and I brought the Forsen stickers with me too. And as expected, no one knew who he was. Except one guy. I had one guy buy the sticker, and every time they buy the sticker, well, I'll talk to them. It's like, Forsen buys. And they're like, yeah. But this guy went like, I'm not sure, because I buy it for a friend. And I'm like, damn it. Not Forsen buys. I don't have all the emotes in here because I'm poor. And even the better TTV is not all free, I think. Oh, I still need to have like a proper like rounded up TwitchCon. I need to still do some video editing because there are streamers that went to TwitchCon, of course, and they were streaming. I think one person every 1 in 6 people was streaming there. I don't know if you've ever noticed around that time that the amount of people streaming there is so much during TwitchCon. I've never seen it that bad, actually, because Berlin was way less. For some reason, like the whole live streaming thing has become very popular. But I wanted to combine some clips of the people that were visiting us during TwitchCon and then show it to you guys. I have some very fun clips. Sadly our only God Gamer did not go, so I couldn't have any clips regarding that. But I do have a bunch of people that like were close to it, or they passed by and they bought a sticker and they had comments about it. I am just like cutting all those parts of videos and then like putting it together, which is a fun time. I made about 4 stickers, I think, for streamers specifically that I knew were going to TwitchCon, and I gave them the stickers. And in some cases, that's on stream as well. So I cut the parts of me appearing on that stream for the whole thing. There's one time, well, I'm gonna just name some people and you might not know them, but there's one streamer that I've been watching a long time, actually, which is Jake and Bake Live. He's like the godfather of live streaming. I was on his stream and he stopped by the store and he was like screaming, "Support your local artists, chat." I kind of want to just grab that part of the stream and maybe turn it into an alert. Cause that's fun, like it's a good one. Support your local artist, chat. It's great. I love that part of the stream. But yeah, it was fun to meet them. And I got to meet Nim a little bit, who is very well known in the foursome community. If you don't know him, just Google him, I guess. Who is Nim? But that was great. And his girlfriend as well. I think they seem very very nice people to hang out with. Like with some people, when it comes to streamers and stuff, you obviously have no idea who they are. You just watch them. You get this like very parasocial thing, maybe. I don't really have that thing, honestly. I just see them as humans because they are. Like, so it's like, yeah, I don't really feel that parasocial thing, to be honest. But they seem like very nice people to share a beer with, if that makes sense. It's the same with the foursome community, who we went with to have beers. It's kind of similar like that. It's like, it's nice to hang out with them. I have that vibe with them as well. They seem very like nice people to hang out with. I'm not sure if I would have the same vibe with foursome, to be honest. I don't know him though, so I have no idea. But it seems like he's not really interested in that sort of thing, so that automatically makes it less interesting to hang out with someone like that, because you're gonna notice that they're not enjoying themselves. And that's like the worst to me. I want to hang out with people that like are okay with it and they want to hang out with you, not kind of like sulking the whole time. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Oh, I didn't tell you. At one point during the event, I think it was Sunday. It was a point. I was in my like little pop-up store, I guess we're gonna call it that way, and there were like a bunch of crowds in the hallway before us. They were like moving to a side, which usually means that there's a big streamer. Like you can see like flocks of people just go somewhere, and sometimes I didn't know the person, to be very honest. I'm a very old, I feel like in terms of Twitch time, I would be a grandmother right now. I've been watching Twitch, like people on Twitch, since 2013, I think. 14 maybe. Early 14 maybe. Oh, we're getting to like almost 10 years. That's like yikes. But there's just a lot of streamers that are very well known that I don't know, honestly. Like, they're very young and they're like super popular and I have no idea who they are. There was one time there was like a photo session in front of my store. So people were having photos with a streamer, like this guy, and I have no idea who it was. So I just asked someone standing there, which apparently was a friend of this person, but like I have no idea who it was. It was all Minecraft community, honestly, so I don't watch people playing Minecraft unless it's foursome, to be honest. So yeah, I had no idea. But apparently it was a huge streamer. I didn't know. Oh, it's just, I didn't know. I'm sorry if you were, if I didn't know you. Even if you were in my store and you're like a huge streamer, I'm sorry. I didn't know. But someone I do know, I don't watch her streams, but she came by the store. It was Pokemon, actually. And it was interesting because that was like, it's interesting to see how people move. Like you saw this flock of people in front of my store, and it was like, it was moving as if it's like an animal. It's a very natural way, like a natural wave of people. And then and then I think at some point there was like Pokemon. I was like, oh, that's why. Like it made sense. And the fun part was she was going into my store, and the moment that she stepped into my store, people were not following her anymore. Like, people were like surrounding her, like asking for pictures and whatnot. And then the moment she came into my store, it was like they were just at the boundary of the store. They were like not going in. And like we were looking at each other like, what's going on? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, she bought some no, not plushies. She bought Peepo stickers, which I thought was really cute. And I hope she likes them. But it was interesting. Very interesting. Twitchcon is definitely a combination of very nice people, super, like, almost adorable, and very, open-minded people as well. And there's definitely a little crowd of people that are just a little bit yikes. And it's not really, like, it's not a way to say, like, they're lesser of a people or something, but more like that you can sense that socially they would have a lot of issues. Like, they were like either super shy to an extent where I'd ask them like, you want to pay by card or cash? And they would just stare at me. And I would be like, asking again, like maybe they didn't hear me, but I think they did, and they were just not saying anything, taking their wallet and then just take a card out of it, and that was like the, oh okay, they want to pay by card things. Like very socially struggling, that's kind of what I'm saying. And there's also a big crowd of just very enthusiastic people. So it's a weird crowd, but it's a great crowd. Everyone is super nice. That's the thing. You can easily, if you just know how to like say hi to a new person, you're definitely gonna meet people there, which I really like. That's definitely me. I like going out, I like going to bars and stuff, but I don't like the super outgoing extrovert people too much. Like, they need to be a little bit, we need to have some sort of connection, which usually it's kind of very nerdy stuff that we connect with. That's kind of the first connection. Or the way we talk to each other, I guess, but that's very vague, so. You're not alone. I have no idea who most of these popular streamers are. And I've watched since the Justin TV days. Exactly! Sometimes they were like, there was a guy, I think he was German, who passed by, and he also had a huge crowd, and I have not even a clue who that was. Like, no idea. And he was like, he's in the top 30 or something of German streamers, and I'm like, yeah. You could have been the queen of Germany, and I would not know. Like, I have no idea. Most social Twitch viewers. I mean, yeah, it's funny, but it wasn't as bad as TwitchCon Berlin, I feel. For some reason. I don't know what reason, but most people were super nice, very cute. It was fun to meet some streamers who I watched for a long time. They were chill. Most of them seem like people that you want to really share a beer with. I don't really, like, I don't take pictures of people, so I don't have pictures. I don't really do anything with pictures. Like, I don't really, I'm not the type of person that goes to a Twitch streamer and is like, yeah, should we take a picture? Like, most people did, though, so it's very common to do that. But I'm just not sure what I would do with it. I would more appreciate it to just share a beer with someone, which obviously is not going to happen because there's a bunch of people there that know this streamer and they're super busy. And they're probably going to hang out with their friends, you know, so. But that's more or less what I would prefer, I guess. But again, it's good to meet people there, especially if you have a Forsen sticker in your store. You can meet people. It's great. They're gonna be like buying the sticker, and then you ask them like, hey, you watch Force? And they're like, yeah. And then I ask them like, since when? And then you have a connection, because you can talk about that. It's a lot of fun. There were surprisingly a lot of people wearing a Wreckful t-shirt, because my friend has one of those t-shirts, and he wore it to like Dutch Comic Con as well. But like on TwitchCon, there were a bunch of people wearing Wreckful t-shirts, so lots of them passed by and they were like, you have that moment of you share the same thing vibe. Which is great, again. Yeah, people were really cute. I do miss TwitchCon. It's all like a total con. It's very good. There's not a lot of negatives I can think about when I think about TwitchCon, I think. I'm trying to come up with something, but I don't know. Did I tell you guys they had a exhibitor lounge? So they have a partner lounge on TwitchCon, which only partners are allowed in. But they also had an exhibitor lounge, which, if you go to artist alleys, that does not exist. Exhibitor lounges never exist. If you go to an artist alley as an artist, you'll have to deal with the fact that there's no foods and drinks, and you need to bring your own. So just having an exhibitor lounge, I remember thinking like, what the fuck? With free food and free drinks, it was great. Too bad though, after the first day, most of the drinks and stuff, they were all gone. It turns out they didn't have enough, I think. Like drinks and whatnot. We had a beer the first day with the drinks. But it was Heineken, so it was not good. I gave Heineken another shot and I still didn't like it. It was still piss water. So, in terms of reviewing TwitchCon, 10 out of 10 would do again. If you are ever in the area of a TwitchCon, I could definitely recommend you to go. Even if you are like not an active chatter, I think it's an overall fun experience with a lot of nice people. Just for meeting new people, I feel like TwitchCon is also a pretty good spot. Unless you obviously, I mean, you need to talk. So if you don't want to talk, you should probably not go. You still need to interact. I mean, the people, it's definitely different people, but still, you need to interact. And if you don't want to interact, you should probably not go. Also, be chill about streamers, by the way. And a lot of people walking around with video, like they're filming themselves. If you don't like that, I think you're gonna have an issue with TwitchCon. So many people with cameras. Holy shit. Also, lots of languages that I did not understand in that same regard. Yeah. Yep. So that's TwitchCon. And then after TwitchCon, I was dead. For at least 3 days. And I didn't have COVID, because a lot of people got COVID, but I didn't. I was just dead because it was super tiring and very, 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 very nice. But I was just chilling on my couch for 3 days, which was great. And then last weekend, I had like an anime type of convention, which was fun. It was nice. It was very cozy, like a very small oriented, like small event, I'd say. I did, for the first time, I did not, it was not sold out. My placement wasn't great in this event. I think that has to do with it as well. And also because the crowd is not very much the type of people that usually buy my plushies, so there was definitely a second reason to why it wasn't that great. TwitchCon was in Amsterdam this year, and the anime convention I was talking about was in the south of the Netherlands. Like a very small... I think it's a city. I could even say it's a town, because I feel like it's that small, but it could be a city. TwitchCon next time will probably be in Paris, I think. I'm not sure they announced it officially. I think they did, but they didn't have any times or dates or venue information yet. I think they're just very focused on the next TwitchCon in San Diego? I think it's San Diego? I'm not very familiar with America. I know it's on the west side, but... Yeah, TwitchCon used to be only in America until they decided they wanted to host the European TwitchCons too. But they had to move it every time because of COVID. The first TwitchCon was in Berlin, and the second one this year was Amsterdam. And the third one, it looks like it's gonna be in France. I kind of also want to go, even though if I could not make it, to be an artist, I might even go as a visitor, because it's such a fun event to go to. Even if I could not make it as an artist. I wonder if I would be allowed to sell stuff with, like, not even being an artist. Like, I don't know. San Diego is just south of Los Angeles. It's a 2-hour drive depending on traffic. I love how you say it's just south of Los Angeles, but you still need to drive 2 hours. Just a 2-hour drive in the Netherlands, it's like a huge distance for a lot of people. If that makes sense. 2-hour drive, I would be at my parents' place, which is at the other side of the country. Love how that works. It's been a long time since I worked on people. I can sense that now. Now I just need to change the color just for the mouth. Damn it. It's okay. That's why we're here, suffering. Oop. I mean, distance is relative, right? Oh, yesterday I was I'm still taking driving classes. So there we go. I'm still taking driving classes. And yesterday I had another one. And it was great. I had to do a lot of highways, which was a lot of fun. I'm generally not very scared of driving, unlike a lot of people I know. So yeah, to me driving is a lot of fun. I can't wait to be like officially done and then drive on my own. Imagine living in Texas. I can literally drive for 8 to 9 hours from where I am and not leave the state. That's such a weird... I can't imagine it. It's such a weird thing. Like, it's like... Yeah, it's not unusual to never leave America if you live in America, because America is so huge. But if you live in Europe right now, and it doesn't really matter which country, and you never go to any country at all, like not for holidays, for your entire life, that's like really rare, I'd say. Especially nowadays. Like, it's worse nowadays, of course, because you can easily go to some place else, but like, even my grandparents, who were really poor, they got to go to France and Germany growing up, and that's like 2 generations down. But it's like, yeah, it's really amazing how big that country is. I've been to Canada only, so Canada is my only reference. But it's huge, yeah. I'm still amazed how that entire country is run by one president. I know you have state independent systems as well, which makes sense, because how would you be able to do anything with just one person on top? But even that, you have a president, one president for that entire country. Like that's amazing to me. We have a prime minister for our country as well, and we also have provinces, which could be kind of equivalent to your states. But still, I mean, damn. Apparently over 40 US states are larger than the Netherlands. I'm not surprised, because we're like really small. Even for a European country, we're super small, so. We're super small, but we feel very, very, important. I'd say it like that, yeah. France is about the size of Texas. That makes sense. Because that's, yeah, that's one of the bigger countries here. Each state is like a country in Europe. I think that's the reason why usually Americans are the ones that are talking about Europe as if it's a country. You know? It's like, oh, I went to Europe, and you would never say that here. It's like, if you go to Europe, it doesn't really say much, because we have a ton of different countries. But I know a lot of Americans talk about it like that. Or they're saying like, oh, Europe has this and this and that. And then we're always going like, no, we're like very different countries here. Like, we have nothing to do with any of our neighbors. Unless it's about, I guess, exporting and importing products. But that's the same for America to other countries as well, so. It's like, people say things like, oh, European food is not good, and then I go like, that doesn't make sense. You're talking about a bunch of different countries there, so a bunch of different food? Like, there's no European food. It's a whole variety of things. Like, what are we talking about? France is slightly smaller. Oh, it is. Okay. Hello, Alagranix. Welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome. I was just changing colors on my sewing machine because I need to make the mouth of Peepo. You might have noticed that when I'm making plushies on this stream, it's not, I don't go very fast. Like, if I work on my own and there's no stream, it's very easy for me to finish a plushie, but on stream, it's like pretty impossible. Unless I stream for a long time, that is. Let's just create the shape of Peepo's mouth here. You said my name right first try, yay! I seem to be good at that. Even with very East European names. I try to do it correctly. It doesn't make sense. Food is very different in parts of Europe. It's the same, right? Yeah, I agree. I don't know why people would have that opinion. It's the same as like, oh, Asian food is so good. I'm like, which countries are you talking about? What plushie are you making? I'm currently working on one of my beloved Peepo plushies. If you know. If you know, then you know. But I do have an example if you're interested. Not a real life example though, it is a picture. In my store. Currently working on the pre-orders. Still of Twitchcon. I'm really late with these. But most people knew already. I send everyone an email. I'm so slow. It's because my name is Slowy. I do not know, it's okay. I'll send you, I'll put a link in chat. Mamorumori. Mamorumori. Adopt residence. Peepo! Peepo! Here we go. Bam! I'm making that one. Usually, if I make a plushie, I could not send you an example. Unless it's the same shape, but not the same colors. I mean, that maybe helps as well. But Peepo is definitely the same. It's one of the few plushies I make that are the same. Because my whole concept is that everyone is different and everyone is unique. In some way, Peepo is too, because it's all handmade, so it kind of stays unique in a way. And I don't have an embroidery machine to really make things the same. Everything is by hand, like you see. Which is also why I'm pretty slow, I think. I could be faster, but I'm not. That Peepo, yeah, like Pepe. Most people do think that I have Pepe art, but it's actually Peepo. Behold, it's Peepo. Let me put this down for you. Not that you see that, but it's blocking me a little bit. Because I'm not doing no good. Hot look good. Sun Ocean. Okay, that's hi. Welcome back to the Turtle Squad. Thank you for joining this Turtle Squad with your Prime subby for 16 months. You are indeed supporting me and the forest and the people here. Have my founder rabbit. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Thank you so much. I sounded like a Korean streamer there. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I don't know why the subs are still 6. I think you're just coming back. I too wish I had an embroidery machine. I know, right? They're so expensive. That's why I don't have one, because they're really expensive. And I moved here only a couple months ago, so a lot of my savings went into the new house and this studio. So yeah, that's why. Maybe next year I'll get an embroidery machine. But even then, me getting an embroidery machine doesn't mean that the plushies are gonna change, because the fact that they are all handmade is also what makes them unique. So I'm definitely not gonna, for example, create the eyes with the embroidery machine, which I could, but I'm not gonna. It takes away from the special, one-of-a-kind thing that I'm going for. But yeah, I'm back! I was talking about TwitchCon and a little bit about the new studio that I'm currently working in. I'm currently working on Peepo, which is one of the pre-orders that I have after TwitchCon. So you can imagine how far behind I am. I mean, one of the things I'm gonna take with me to the next year, yes, I am already talking about the next year, is that I'm definitely not gonna plan that many events in a year, because it's a bit too much. I can't put any residents online for you guys to adopt, because there's just too many events. And every time I'm at an event, most of them get sold, so... It's kind of, when I went to events, I thought, you know, if 50% gets sold, I can put the other 50% online. But they get sold all the time, so that's a good thing. I know, but like, I feel kind of sad for the people that are waiting for online releases. It's so good to see you again! Also, hi from the boyfriend who's still at work, but finally booked everything for holidays, including the Netherlands. Nice! Good job! I hope you're gonna have a good time. You gonna make a burpa to go with the people? What is burpa? Let me Google that. What is burpa? Ah! It went... Google was like, do you mean this Dutch word that has nothing to do with it? Oh wait, I didn't know that meme. I did not know that meme until you said it to me. Burpa. Burpa? No, my favorite Peepo emote is probably Peepo Wide Happy. Which is why I always try to go for a Wide Happy on my plushie. Peepo Wide Happy! Peepo! Yeah! We're almost at the point that we have finished the head in Peepo. Yeah, most of it though. Not everything. Most of it. Just most of it. Not the entire head. I'm just gonna make the same Peepo as there. Although I do have a customer who's interested in like a big Peepo. So it would be Peepo, but like a larger Peepo. Bigger Peepo. This Peepo is, I don't know, I think it's in my description, I think, how big Peepo is. I'm very bad at like guessing how big my plushie is. I always just measure them. Adult residents. A Peepo? How big is Peepo? Peepo is about 20 centimeters tall. 28 centimeters when standing up. 17 centimeters wide and 10 centimeters deep. Which in an inch is 7.86 by 6 and 3.9. I don't understand inch. How big is big? She wanted Peepo to fit in her chair. So, like that's pretty big, right? This is my chair, so probably as big as this moon, I'd say. Maybe even bigger. But it depends on her, which is the next question I would ask her, like, how big is your chair? Most chairs have different sizes, but probably this big. So this. Maybe bigger, depending on her, but that's pretty big. It's not gonna be cheap. I don't know if she's gonna back away when she hears the price. Well, I haven't really set on a price, I still need to calculate, but it's not gonna be cheap for her, that's for sure. Because bigger equals more filling material, more fabrics, more... Well, I need to calculate and transfer the shape Peepo into a bigger Peepo, that's for sure as well. I don't understand centimeters. I mean, that makes sense. If you grew up with inches, that makes sense. I think, oh, I forgot to measure myself. People asked me how tall I am. I think I am 5'7" or 5'8". 5'7" or 5'8". I think. What was that again? I think it was 5'7" though. Oh, you make plushies too! What kind of plushies do you make? I love when people come in and they also have some sort of craftsmanship. Gotta support my fellow craftsmen. Although not many do it as like their full-time business, I guess. Most of them are just hobby-based, but that's also good. It's nice. It's fun to see other people create things. Oh, yeah, nice. Okay. Weren't we like always the same height? Google says I'm 5'9". Oh, okay, wait. I might be 5'9". Centimeter to inch. Oh, wait. Inch. Height. Humans. I'm pretty sure cat is like 6'2". Or 6'3", actually, I don't know. Oh yeah, 175 centimeters is already 5'9". Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely taller than that, so I'm definitely 5'9". I might be 5'9" then. The last time I measured, it was 176, but that's like 2 years ago, I think. 170, yeah. 180? Oh, it says 5 feet. 5'9". Height chart for men and women. Alright, here we go. I do not consent. Shut up. Oh, this is like the average height, I think. Yum, 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 yum. I searched for 180. Are you 180? I might be 180 now as well, because my whole family is taller than I am, actually. My dad is like 190. 90 something, I think. Inch height humans. Human height. Our world data. Wow! That's so pretty. How tall can humans grow? No, I just want to go centimeter to inch. Here we go. 187 is cat. How does it work? Because if I put in 187, it says 73.6 inch. What the fuck is that? Length, mass, pressure, speed, temperature. No. How does it work? Foot? Do I need to do foot? No, foot. Oh yeah, foot. I have to put in foot. So 187 centimeters equals 6.1. 6.1. Juan. Pick 6.1. People from the Netherlands are tall. Yeah, we are very tall. Oh, that's the other thing that the Twitch people said, of course, when going here. Everyone is tall here. I'm pretty average here, but I'm pretty tall. Like, I'm taller than average, which in the Netherlands is not that noticeable, but if I go to another country, it's definitely a thing. I make itty bitty plushies on commission. I'll occasionally make something larger for myself, but everything is larger than my itty bitties. Aw, itty bitty plushies. That sounds so cute. On commission, so probably not like having a store next to it. Itty bitty. I had to actually Google that. Oh, that's an itty bitty. That sounds really good. Yeah, that's definitely a type of plushie. If you have an embroidery machine, that's gonna make your life so much easier. Dude, I didn't know what an itty bitty was. I see it's a whole thing. I've never heard of this. Itty bitty. That's cute. Look at the Disney itty bitty. Oh, cute. What is this? Okay, so 6'1". So 180. How much is 180 then? Oh. Oh wait, this is 80. Oh yeah, 5'9". So Cat is 6'1", I think, and I'm 5'9". I think. I'm 185. What is that then? 185. Oh, so you're 6. 6 nothing. It's so strange because Cat is 6'1", but he's 187. 6'13". I don't know if you do that, but I'm 5'9", and sometimes I wear heels because I like heels. I feel like I grew up not wearing heels at all, only wearing sneakers and shit, and I've come to love the heels. It's kind of the other way around, because most people, they don't like wearing heels, and they're eventually gonna fall back to sneakers. I actually have heels that are very nice, and they walk very comfortably. But it does make me even more, like, taller. Oh, you just mean very small? Okay. It's funny because itty bitties are apparently a type of plushie. If you Google that. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Itty bitty. Itty bitty. With this new setup, you can definitely see that my eyes are blue. Guys, do you see that? Let me just go to his webcam. You see my eyes? This is actually my eye color. I used to have a stream where I would face a wall and no mirror. This is my eyes reveal. This is my normal eye color. It's the only eye color actually, but this is how I look in real life. This is way more natural color, and my hair is very natural color. Although I need to go to a hairdresser at some point. Look at this. Wow. I like that. I like that it's more natural. Natural. It wasn't that noticeable, right? Yeah. In the old setup you could really see, but now you actually see how blue my eyes are. It's not Lancy's. It's real. My plushies clock at 2 inches. 5 centimeters long? It's like this. That's like terrible penis size. And we're back being degenerates. It's come to this point in the stream again. I do have 18 plus humor, so yeah, just so you know, that's why the chat is 18 plus. I was gonna say mini plum size, oh well. Mini plum, the mini plum are 8 centimeters, actually. I don't have an example here right now. A dirty mind is a joy forever. Do you guys know that? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm not very, preuts. How do you say that in English? Preuts is the Dutch word. Let me Google that real quick for you. Let me teach you some Dutch. Preuts. Preuts. Modest, apparently. Modest? Prudish. 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 Modest. I'm not modest. I'm not modest. That's the sort of people I am. Excuse me? I mean, I make all these cute looking plushies. But in the meantime, I love it because most people are like, oh, you make such cute plushies, it's like for children and shit. I can tell you that all of the 470 something plushies I've made, maybe 1 or 2 were sold to children. I'm not even kidding. Like, all my customers are adults. Like, literally. Maybe there'll be like a 16-year-old in there, but that's like more teenager age. But even then, I think you can count them on one hand. How many customers are actually that age. If that makes sense. Just look at this. You can now see my fingers just... Usually my webcam would not be at this angle. I haven't made up my mind on how to do the setup, because since the stream, since my studio isn't done yet, this is not really my final setup, I think. We're gonna have one of the turtles in the studio. Maybe the turtle should be there in the corner, like here. Maybe. Or in this closet, or this other closet. This one. I can show you, oh wait, I finished this head part, so I can show you now what I've made. We finished. Oh boy, this is hard because it's like all stitched together. This is like the start of Peepo's head. It's kind of hard to show because we need to attach it to the other part for you to show, what it's gonna look like. It's the start of Peepo. I know people dropping like 1,000 plus for some plushie. Wait, what? You mean in US dollars? Nani? What? I'm assuming you're talking about US dollars now, but please tell me I'm wrong. Oh, I can show you some of my plushies that were not sold during my last event, and I'll be taking them with me to Made in Asia, which is the next event coming up. I've already been to Made in Asia in April this year, which was a great experience. I won a trophy, and now I don't know what the trophy is. I'm pretty sure it's in one of the boxes that I haven't touched yet, that's like in the outside region, but it's that one event already I went to, but this is like the fall edition of that event. Yeah? Don't make me calculate how much money I've already spent on plushies. Oh no. And plushies in general? 1K? I cannot imagine even making a plushie that is worth 1K. Because my most expensive plushie was probably a custom commission, I think. Like, usually my regular plushies are not more expensive than 80 euros. And then custom commission does get more expensive. Peepo I sold for 69, but I'm gonna sell it for like 96 next time. $1K though, holy shit. I try not to do the same for my collection. I mean, I'm pretty sure, maybe in the US you can do that, but in Europe, you're not gonna gonna sell anything with that price. Maybe if you count all plushies they've bought in general. Oh, like, yeah, everything I made, it's gonna be more than 1K. I'm pretty sure. Because I'm doing this full time. If what I did wasn't full time, it would be obviously a good question to ask. But obviously, because I'm doing this full time, it's definitely more than 1K. I don't know, though, what would be the, like, I do also sell prints, so I couldn't tell you exactly for just plushies and just besides the prints what it would be. Oh, My Little Pony does have, I mean, even Pokemon plushies go to an excessive rate of selling plushies. But My Little Pony is definitely in that regard as well. I would love to sell it for that much, because that means I have to less worry about my income. Currently, I'm doing this full time, so I need to notice what I'm getting and earning for my plushies to avoid going bankrupt, basically. So, yeah. But I don't wanna ask more than it's worth either. Does that make sense? Come on, you know what? This machine might be louder than my other machine. My other sewing machine, by the way. Yeah, if anyone's gonna do that. I need to put in a new line thread. Recently, a very sought-after MLP plush maker opened up her commission. Damn. I mean, some people are very talented, not gonna lie. I feel like I'm not really on that level, though. Zach, hey! It was super cool to meet you at TwitchCon. Yeah, nice to meet you! Also, again, thank you for sending me the print I forgot. Oh, yeah, now I know who you are. Don't worry about it. I'm happy that you received it. Because that's all that's about, actually. You're welcome. It was nice to meet you too. I hope you had a good time at TwitchCon. I hope to go to TwitchCon next year as well. But who knows? That might be a little bit of a popular thing to go to the Artist Alley next year as well. I'm not sure we're gonna make it. Like, I hope so, but it's hard to tell. And it was like you had to apply to do for a commission. I mean, yeah, there are definitely artists out there that are so busy doing commissions that you need to, like, formally apply for it. It's the same with tattoo artists that I really like. You have to formally apply to get tattooed by them. Alright, let me just... One thing though, this system is great. This, yeah, this is so good. In comparison to my other. I mean, I can show you this, but it's not very, very interesting to see. I mean, I'm at the point, usually I was open for commissions, but I'm at the point where I might just close my commissions for a bit, because I have one, well, that is technically a commission. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 commissions at this point. And I really need to see when I have enough time to work on them, because I'm also working on events. I guess that combination is not very ideal. Rewinding bobbing thread, yeah, exactly. Maybe I should show you next time what it looks like, so you guys have an idea. It's not very exciting though. It is my new, it is my new sewing machine though. As in, it's not new, but it is my temporary sewing machine because the other one is gonna go for maintenance. There we go. Nice. I like my other one better, even though it's way older than this one. But the winding up bobby thread thingy on this one is way better than my older one. I might just wind up bobby threads in this machine and work with the other machine. That's how more convenient it is. But the thing is, the other machine that I own is very old, so it doesn't have a lot of like mechanic things that this one does. Like this has a display and shit, like my older one doesn't have that. I'm used to very old sewing machines apparently. My sewing machine also has to go to maintenance. I really don't like that. I have to like go out of my way to do it. I don't like it. It's also the same with what people have with their cars, which I refer to as, you know, a car is like your second house, and some people are emotionally attached to their cars. I'm definitely more attached to my sewing machines like that. Like, I hope it doesn't break, because we went through a lot of things with that sewing machine, you know? It's harder to replace, because it's a sewing machine. Let me see, guys, because, like you see, I was changing my setup this morning, and I have a goal to reach 270 plushies this year. So to make 270 plushies this year. We're currently at 191. When I was streaming last time, I was at 115. And now we're at 191. So I don't know when the last time was that I properly had that plushies made thing show, because I had a couple of mobile streams. But since the last time that I streamed properly with a desk like this, I've made like almost 80 plushies. What the fuck? That's holy shit. I remember at the start of the year when we said we're gonna make 270 plushies this year, I was like, no way I'm gonna reach that. Like, that's way too much. And now that we're halfway in the year and I'm already at 191, I feel like we can make it. 270 is based on my income, actually, like on my spendings, my rent, my food, my whatever. So if I make 270 plushies and they all get sold, technically speaking, I should be able to do this full time. If that makes sense. Based on the expenses that I have. I kind of forgot, it's somewhere in my data analytics thingy, but I think 270 is even more than just my expenses, so it's also including some extra money to do fun things, I believe. Like normal living expenses, I'd say. So we're at 191. I currently have, I have 465 plushies made that all are like sold, if that makes sense. That are made, but solely to get adopted by other people, which is crazy to me. Yeah. And the I keep trying to update the website. In fact, I want to ask you guys, If you're interested, please go to my website. I'll put it in the chat. I recently started a newsletter because I found out that the algorithm is not always really kind to me. So even if you follow me on social media, you might not see my updates. I created a newsletter solely to share when there's like a new online release or something. As it currently stands, I want to send an email every 2 months. Just one. And only if there's like new stuff, if that makes sense. If there's nothing new, I will not send an email. So if you want to stay updated, and if you want to maybe perhaps adopt a plushie in the future, please sign up for the newsletter. It's literally on the homepage. And you just scroll down a little bit and it says grab the Mamorumori newspaper. And you just type in an email and you click subscribe. That's literally all. It would be very, very helpful, honestly. Because I've had many instances of people that were like, I wanted to adopt a plushie, but I was too late. Because I didn't get the message that you were gonna have new plushies and shit. And I feel sad about that, so I try to get people to the mail subscription. To the mail subscription, not many actually. I try to give people QR codes on events, but even that seems to be too much hassle for people to actually do it. So I need to find a way to do it. Another artist actually in that regard, she had a form at the event which people could write their names on and email addresses at that point. I think I'm gonna copy that idea instead of the QR code. I'm also doing the QR code, which means that if someone buys something, I include a QR code that people can scan to go to the newsletter thingy. But I think I'm gonna do a sign-up form at the artist alley I'm going to next. I feel like that works better because I saw a bunch of names on her newsletter list. And it's probably more than I have currently. I believe it's 30 something people that are subscribed to the newsletter. 35 maybe, and it includes people like my parents and friends. I don't know by heart because I put them in different segments. Although friends, I mean, honestly, they also adopt plushies, so it is, I mean, they're also customers in a way, but I do put them in different segments, just to know what is like a non-friend customer and friend customer. I mean, that's the thing, right? Because this is actually a business for me. I need to change some mindsets. One of the things that I do notice, which honestly I wish I didn't have as much, but it is reality, is that not everyone that goes to the artist alley as an artist is a full-time creator. So they don't have the urge to earn money because, you know, it's a hobby. So it's more like it's nice to have money, but it's not a must for my event. Whereas artists like me and some other that I know, we do it full time, so we have more of we're kind of nervous to go to events in a way that we hopefully get paid. Because you have a lot of costs when you make plushies, but also any other type of business, and you have to reduce that from what you earn and whatnot. And I wanted to make a point. Well, the point was literally like, sometimes there's artists that are usually pretty insecure about their art, and they will ask just, let's say, €1 for a print. And that kind of is annoying because it's like if people ask not enough for their art, then it's gonna put the full-time artists in a bad daylight as well, because that's the thing. It's like, I've had people say like, oh, these stickers are pretty expensive, or like, oh, that's pretty expensive, which is kind of like normal talk, but it's because maybe if you're standing next to someone that just asked €1 for a sticker, it's like, yeah, I don't really earn anything if I would ask €1 for that sticker. I'd need to ask, let's say, €2 just to make a profit. So that's the annoying part about the artist alley. Some people are just a little bit too nice, which kind of puts the full-time artist in a bad daylight. And it's very unconsciously. It's not like, oh, we're gonna ask just €1 because we're gonna hurt others. It's more like the other way around. It's like unconsciously they ask not enough, which makes people not buy your stuff because they're like, oh, you know, they are asking €10 and then you're asking €40, you know? That's why I think also Twitchcon was really good, because there's not a lot of artists there, so the amount of people that are selling there is not much, and then you also have an interesting product. I feel like it really helps. Like last event I went to, it was fun and I did sell and I did have some customers that are probably returning, but there were so many people selling plushies and they were selling it for very cheap. Like so cheap, I can't ask that, because I would hurt myself, literally. I would cut my own income doing that. So yeah, that's the downside to the whole thing. It's interesting. You never thinking about it as a visitor, nor when you start. It's not really on your mind like that. But as you're doing events over and over, you'll notice those things. You'll be like, oh wait, this person is asking 5 times less than I'm doing right now. Oof. El Plagiato! Hello! Okay, welcome back. I'm making Peppy, yeah. Well, actually Peepo, but yeah. I'm working on my pre-orders. The pre-orders of TwitchCon. And I'm very slow, but I'll manage. It's now priority number 1 to finish all the Peepos. And then I'll be moving forward to preparing the next event when the Peepos are ready. I found the pick price of your Peppy absolutely okay. Oh, you bought one! Thank you so much for buying one! I appreciate it so much. Apparently I didn't ask enough, according to almost everyone I asked. Which made me very happy. But yeah. I'm gonna ask more for the, whenever it returns, whenever Peepo returns, I will ask more. I was just thinking when I made it and I went to TwitchCon, I was like, I'll be happy when they get sold, but I understand if they're not getting sold out. And then TwitchCon happened and I was like, okay, apparently I didn't ask enough. Apparently I could have asked more, but it's okay. I still got tips, which is still crazy to me. Freaking tips. I even received, well, not on TwitchCon, but I received some fan art of people. How cute is that? I actually already had fan art made by people. It blows my mind, honestly. It's a Pepe face. Look at that. It's a face. Let me show it here. Probably better. It's a Peepo face. Yes. This is like the toughest part of the whole thing. Now I'm gonna do the individual pieces, like the legs. The legs, because he needs to stand up. He'll get a very special place when he arrives. Aww, that's so cute. asking people now to send me pictures. Last event, I started doing that. So when people like adopt a plushie or they buy a Pico print, I asked them like, if you hang up the print or if you have your plushie like put somewhere or whatever, I'm always happy if you share like pictures with me. Even if you don't want me to share them with my social media following. It's just so much fun to have customer pictures. I save them all. Ooh. Save all the pictures. Ooh. Here we go. Nothing wrong with me. I only learned about you through Twitchcon and I immediately got the impression that your prices are very, very fair. Oh, thank you. As someone who's in the cosplay plushie making hobby, I know how expensive fabrics can be. Yeah, man, it's definitely fabrics, filling material as well. It's one of those things, aside from fabrics, that got really expensive in the last year, I think. I need to order more, I need to order more filling material actually. So I'm gonna see what happened in the past 3 months or so that I didn't order it. I'm gonna see if it even increased more and more. But because I buy it in bulk, I can keep it relatively cheap. Relatively. I want to see more pictures too. It's always cool to see where the plushies stay. I agree, right? I still want to do something on the website to make that happen so that other people see it too. Some kind of section, maybe in the adopted list section, something where people can share their pictures. They'll have to send it though, but I'll put it there manually. That's not too big of a hassle, but like to show the people that they're adopted, if that makes sense. Right now I can't even not every plushie has a picture. I tried to keep up with the adopted list, but literally not every plushie has a picture anymore. That's how many events I have and how less time I have to take pictures of everyone. But most of them I try to take pictures of them and put them in the list. But maybe at the top I'll do some sort of put your picture here thing. Maybe even include some kind of discount if you do so. Like get a 5% discount thing if you send me your picture. According to your info mail, you'll make them this week. Yeah! So I guess you'll be with me in the next 2 weeks. That would be great! I would love that. I would love to see that. Yeah, this week and probably next week. Right now I'll just focus on the Peepo. Like finishing all my Peepos. So that the pre-orders are done. And then after the pre-orders, I'm gonna focus on the next event, basically. And in the meantime, I'm also doing custom commissions. Which is probably why I should close the custom commissions right now. Doing everything at once. Sounds like a me thing. That's always what I do. Doing way too much at the same time. I'm still looking for a closet thing to put here. Because this is like empty now. I want to put something like a closet there. But I'm not sure what. I can show you around a little bit. It's been a couple of hours. This is my new studio. This is where I work. This is the desk with the computer. And then we have in the corner of the room, this is going to be, it's a temporary packing station. Because that table is usually the table I bring with me to events. So it's a temporary packing station and everything is still in boxes that I want to make more pretty, if that makes sense. And we got one of the plum rabbits sitting there supporting me. It's one of the founder rabbits. That is my event suitcase, actually, that's gonna go away, I think. And we got this closet, which is pretty new, actually. It came in maybe last week, the week before, maybe. It's completely open. I want to have some baskets or like boxes like that to like close it down a little bit. And then all of these plushies they came from the other event. So I'm gonna take these to the next event as well. And the two on top as well. And then we got my fancy wallpaper that we put on ourselves, actually. I'm very happy. Look, it's good. It's with the point and everything. It's very, very cute. And then I got some fabrics here. This is all my patterns. So everything that has a pattern is in here. And then this is also like the show off station, but actually here I want to have like a low cabinet thingy. And then this is the second closet. It's the same as the other one. Again, I want to see if I can get some kind of boxes and stuff to put it in there. Those are my two first plushies that I ever made, so they'll always stay there as my support. And we got an air conditioner because it was really hot in here. And then all my fabrics are in there. So I put all my fabrics in there. That's literally a studio. There's nothing here, actually. This is just, there. Yeah, I have some space there too. I don't know what to do with it yet, but at some point I will. The red one is a pumpkin. I got pumpkins. I got some pumpkins. Let me show them. Let me show them. Yeah, the firstborns. Actually, even before the founder rabbit, who's here on the desk with me. Where did I put it here? Well, it's good enough. Yeah, so this is a pumpkin. It's a different colored pumpkin. But I also have the red one. This one. Kat said it looked kind of like a tomato, which is kind of true. It is a pumpkin though. It's very soft. This one indeed. And I got a bulky bear and orange pumpkin. The next event actually is in September, so then it's actually already fall. Can you believe it? We're gonna go to fall already. It's very cozy, yeah. You could name them tomato in Japanese. They have names already. That one. The tomato one is hi, which means fire in Japanese. And I had like 4 pumpkins, and they were all dedicated to the like water, fire, earth, air names. I would say Avatar, but it's not really based on Avatar. Yeah, those are actually all ready. Like, those are all, they all have names and descriptions and stuff, so that's really nice. Maybe if I have some time, I can actually take pictures of them and share them on the social media. If I have time. No time. Which one is Ang? None of them are, actually. There's no Ang and no Appa. Or Momo. There is a resident called Momo. I'm pretty sure it was a spring plum called Momo. Long time ago, I think I sold her at Dokumi. Why do I remember that shit? I don't know. Sometimes I do remember residents and the names and stuff. Especially if I go to events and people are very keen on the story part and they want to have a plushie with a certain story. I can actually usually help them because I wrote the stories and I kind of remember who I am bringing. Someone in the last event asked me, like, do you have, like, a frog that's called Shadow or something? I was like, no, but I used to have a bunny that's called Shadow. Because that was Dokumi or something, or Dutch Comic Con or something. Seeing your plushies at TwitchCon really made me double down my decision for also starting making plushies to sell them. Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. It's so nice to be, in some way, an inspiration to people. It feels very surreal, to be honest. Yeah, I go to Dokumi always. Dokumi is one of my favorite events to go to. Next year, Dokumi is July 1st and 2nd. I can't remember. I thought I reserved a hotel already, but I'm doubting myself now, because prices in Dusseldorf are very yikes. Well, last time I stayed in a hotel, which I was very happy with when it comes to pricing, but it was a little too loud for my liking. I want to stay in a spot where I am not being woken up by drunk people. Do you realize how much people bond with their plushies on an emotional level because probably because of their personality and story? Yeah, that obviously, that is the thing that I realize and also don't realize unless I, for example, see the pictures. If people share a picture with me and they're like in the living room and they send me like a little story, that does make me realize, like, just aside from when they adopt the plushie at the event, that kind of just makes me realize how much it is. It's crazy, honestly. Especially if people fully embrace the story of it. That's definitely nice. Like, I think I can count on one hand how many people are not into the story or didn't really meet the story to like it, if that makes sense. That didn't embrace the story part but still got a plushie is kind of what I'm saying. And I love how people are actually coming up to me at events and they're like, weren't you at Dutch Comic Con? And I'm like, yes, I was. People already, in my first year of doing events, already starting to notice. That's really nice. There's a lot of Germans in my community, yeah. I was at Dokumi this year and last year, actually. I don't think, no, I was not selling Pipo stuff back then. Then it was just the plushies and Mamorumori art. I'm kind of just bringing along my Pipo merch with me. I'm not sure if I should reorder them, like maybe prints. I feel like the prints of Pipo is a good extended product thing, like especially for extra sales, it could really help me. Because full-time business problems. Are you from Germany too? It's so funny how many people are from Germany that are in my community one way or the other. I mean, Dokumi in general is one of my, if not my favorite event to go to. Dokumi organization is really good, like table prices are super good. People are super nice. There's a lot of space when you're there. Yeah, overall really good. Like there's a lot of Dutch events, but even not only in our country, like in Belgium as well. There's just a lot of events you have to pay the table, and that's just really expensive. And Dokumi is still very fair, which I really like. I want more water. Water, please. Yeah, I feel like if I had to pin down my customers a bit, it would be age 20 to 60 plus. Mainly 20, 30, like 20 to 30 usually. And then depending on what, like, just sketching what they like. It's either that they really are into plants, or they're really into plushies, I guess, like plushies in general. But I would say it's either plants or Japanese vibes. Either the cute, like the cutesy part of it, like the cute faces and stuff. And then when they discover the story, I guess it's also the lore that kind of draws them in. I think I did have some people that are like, they were kind of just interested to see what I did from an artistic perspective, and then I told them the story, and then they became my customer. I guess. That's definitely a thing too. 43, yeah, here you go. You're definitely not my oldest customer. The thing with plushies is that growing up, loving plushies myself, it's very similar of what I did as a kid. I created a world of plushies, and everyone had their, like, a name and a job, I guess, and whatnot, and I was very emotionally attached to my plushies. And I guess that really helps with my current thing as well. I'm literally emotionally attached to all the plushies I make. So if people would, for some reason, like, mistreat them or something, I would actually be hurt. Which is the downside of it, I guess. I'm just very emotionally attached to every work that I do. But that's nice because most people embrace the concept, and they get emotionally attached with them too, and that's really all yeah, that's perfect customer right there. Yeah, exactly. I just really hope I can do this, like, hopefully for the rest of my working life, and maybe even longer. Yeah, some people would say at events to me, like, oh, you probably have a lot of female customers because it's more cutesy stuff and planned stuff, because, I mean, you have planned dads, for sure, but the planned mom thing is way bigger, I feel like. But you'll be surprised how many customers are male. Like, I feel like it's very 50-50. According to my analytics as well. The picture I sent you where he and Jack are looking at each other is a pretty good representation. That's so cute. I love how Kat is always